Recorded Books Incorporated presents an unabridged recording of The Bottle Imp and Other Stories by Robert Louis Stevenson, narrated by Alexander Spencer. This performance is copyrighted 1981 by Recorded Books Incorporated. This collection contains 4 tales of the supernatural, beginning with The Bottle Imp.
There was a man of the island of Hawaii whom I shall call Kiwi, for the truth is he still lives, and his name must be kept secret. But the place of his birth was not far from Hononau, where the bones of Kiwi the Great lie hidden in a cave. This man was poor, brave, and active. He could read and write like a schoolmaster. He was a first-rate mariner besides, sailed for some time in the island steamers, and steered a whaleboat on the Hamakua coast. At length it came in Kiwi's mind to have a sight of the great world and foreign cities, and he shipped on a vessel bound to San Francisco. This is a fine town, with a fine harbor, and rich people uncountable, and in particular there is one hill which is covered with palaces. Upon this hill Kiwi was one day taking a walk with his pocketful of money, viewing the great houses upon either hand with pleasure. What fine houses these are, he was thinking, and how happy must those people be who dwell in them, and take no care for the morrow. The thought was in his mind when he came abreast of a house that was smaller than some others, but all finished and beautiful like a toy. The steps of that house shone like silver, and the borders of the garden bloomed like garlands, and the windows were bright like diamonds. And Kiwi stopped and wondered at the excellence of all he saw. So stopping, he was aware of a man that looked forth upon him through a window so clear that Kiwi could see him as you see a fish in a pool upon a reef. The man was elderly, with a bald head and a black beard, and his face was heavy with sorrow, and he bitterly sighed. And the truth of it is that as Kiwi looked in upon the man, and the man looked out upon Kiwi, each envied the other. All of a sudden, the man smiled and nodded, and beckoned Kiwi to enter, and met him at the door of the house. "This is a fine house of mine," said the man, and bitterly sighed. "Would you not care to view the chambers?" So he led Kiwi all over it, from the cellar to the roof, and there was nothing there that was not perfect of its kind, and Kiwi was astonished. "Truly," said Kiwi, "this is a beautiful house. If I lived in the like of it, I should be laughing all day long. How comes it, then, that you should be sighing?" "There is no reason," said the man, "why you should not have a house in all points similar to this, and finer if you wish. You have some money, I suppose?" "I have $50, said Kiwi, "but a house like this will cost more than $50. The man made a computation. "I'm sorry you have no more," said he, "for it may raise you trouble in the future, but it shall be yours at $50. "The house?" asked Kiwi. "No, not the house," replied the man, "but the bottle. For I must tell you, although I appear to you so rich and fortunate, all my fortune and this house itself and its garden came out of a bottle not much bigger than a pint. This is it." And he opened a lock-fast place and took out a round-bellied bottle with a long neck. The glass of it was white, like milk, with changing rainbow colors in the grain. Within sides, something obscurely moved, like a shadow and a fire. "This is the bottle," said the man. And when Kiwi laughed, "You don't believe me?" he added. "Try, then, for yourself. See if you can break it." So Kiwi took the bottle up and dashed it on the floor till he was weary, but it jumped on the floor like a child's ball, and was not injured. "This is a strange thing," said Kiwi.